Okay, so welcome to Let's Talk. So this episode we're going to be talking about mental health. So we've got a special guest on tonight. We're just going to be getting a bit of a background from Rick and just learning about how he's dealt with mental health in the past and stuff like that. And probably going to do a part 2 of this as well. So this is going to be part 1. We're also going to do a part 2 because we really want to get into the detail of this. But I'll pass you on to my co-host.
Hi, my name's Shaun. And as you say, we have Riccardo. Welcome to the show. First time on the show as well. Like I said, it's quite in depth and quite a tough topic to talk about, mental health. So thank you for joining us and taking this time to talk to us about your experiences. We'd just like to get a brief background on you and on yourself.
Yeah, well, basically, my name's Riccardo, half Italian, half Jamaican. I think it's a good mix.
Good mix,
I'm happy with that. Basically, mental health, it can affect anyone, don't matter what age you are or what's going on in life. It can just hit you at any time. It comes without a warning, basically. You could be high one next day, you could be low. And basically, I've had it where after school where I struggled to hold down a job. I was stressed. It was getting to me mentally. I seen people around me having all the nice things, what I couldn't get because I couldn't hold on a proper job. Into jobs, I was thinking of looking at the colour of my skin. Am I going to get it? I was thinking I was being labelled, and I kept having these thoughts in my mind. I was talking to myself basically, and it was affecting my mental health. I wouldn't want to get up in the morning when I wasn't working, just didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to stay in bed. I thought the world was against me. I was embarrassed to talk to my friends and family because I thought they was going to tell me to go away. It's life, get over it sort of thing. So I was just battling a demon by myself. I was putting on fake smiles for friends and family, but deep down, it was hurting me to this stage where I was contemplating taking my life. What should I do? I'm no good to my family because I didn't have a good job. I wasn't thought they weren't proud of me because I didn't have a degree on the wall. I didn't go to university. I thought I was just basically just another kid.
How old were you when you went through this?
32 now, 33 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But obviously, when I was young.
How old were you when you were going through, the job and stuff?
So when I left school, so about 17, 18, when I was at college, when things weren't going around, because I'd done an electrical course at college, and I passed level 1, and I thought, oh, this is all right. And level 2, it got a bit hard. And when it got a bit hard, me thought my proud self, oh, I don't need no help. And then I failed because instead of asking for help, I was too proud. I didn't want no help of no one. So I failed, and then I couldn't do the job what I wanted to do, be an electrician. So I tried everything and I couldn't get in because of my grades, and I was in jobs for agencies and stuff, and I didn't like to do it because it's not something what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So basically, every day I was earning no money. Some days I was going all my friends and family had all the latest things, and I didn't have nothing. I was just mentally depressed. And them times, my granddad was ill as well. And everything was just getting on top of me, and I just felt like bursting out and just disappearing, which I tried to do a few times, switch my phone off and thought I'm just going to stay, and walked all day and all night in woods and stuff, hoping that I hurt myself and damaged myself, and it just got to me, and it's not a nice thing at all, this mental health. But nowadays it's not as bad because you just got help there, and then there wasn't when we was 20 years ago or something. Now
when you were this was when you were 17 that you were having with the job and stuff, how long did it go on for? What age was it going on for? Was it a couple of years
it went on for years? And it about 2-3 years.
Sorry, as well with that, were you aware of it as well? Were you aware that you were having?
I was aware of something, but I didn't aware what it was. I thought it was just life. I thought this was life of adulthood, of you get a job or you depressed, because everyone seems miserable when they're working and I'm not happy. I thought society, I thought that was accepted of life. It was okay. everyone's getting on with it. Just deal with it. But obviously, it's not. But at that time, I thought that was life. Just getting up, being miserable because I had work, not knowing that it was just part of my mental health, and it was just draining me. I was like miserable to my friends and family. I was doing like saying fake smiling, but deep down, it was crushing me.
Did they notice anything?
They did, but I kept it, if you know what I mean. I kept saying, no, I'm okay, when I wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay not to be okay, but I didn't know that at the time, which I feel gutted about. If it was now, if I could tell people now, I said, just talk to anyone. I wish I would have talked to a stranger, because it still would have got it off. Do you know what I mean? Just talk to anybody who's going to listen to you.
But the thing is, no, carry on.
I went to the doctors. I told them all they did is fob me off with just the medication, the antidepressants, and I thought to myself, I can do better than this. I don't need no pills to show me that my life can be better than this. So I took them for about 6-7 months, and it helped. And then I started to get a bit more courage then, and I started to see myself come out of a bit of a shell, like where I would wake up and do something and have not a fake smile on myself and think, you know what, today's going to be a good day. So basically, I was just like happy in life when I got to like my mid-20s into all that. Now I started to live my life how I should have been living it when I left. I weren't bothered about like I didn't have my good job. I thought there's always something better what's going to come. So that's what kept me going as well. Instead of thinking about negatives, I tried to outweigh it with the positives.
Yeah.
And each day it got a bit better and better. And to where I am today and now, I couldn't ask for it better, really. And I could have, 15 years ago, I could have took my own life and I wouldn't have been here to see my daughter grow or anything. Yeah. And then I thank God that I stuck at it and I've come out better on the other side. So if there's anyone who's feeling suicidal or anything like that, there's always hope out there. Just talk to someone. Just don't take your life. It's not worth it. There's better things out there.
So what was it that so you had you went to the doctors and they prescribed you drugs and you were on them for 7 months. So what was it that what did it for you? What was the changing factor in your life? What happened?
Yeah, basically, I opened up more to family and friends. Yeah. They accepted it more. They've seen it. Then I started doing more things like going to the gym, what I never used to do. I used to think, I don't need a gym. I'm not going to say, but I've done it. It's not always about weights or anything. I've done it for peace of mind. And when I started playing football again at the weekends more, I started having my Saturdays again with my mate. I started having goals in life. Every day, I made sure I had a goal when I didn't have one before. And I had it ticked off. And each day, it worked like, it was just without checklist. It was just doing it automatically. And before you know it, it's months, goes into years. And before you know it, your life's going a bit better. Do you know what I mean? Because once you've hit rock bottom, they're all the ways up from there, really. And I just started enjoying life again.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
Good question, actually. I was just going to say, because, like, depending on people's ethnical backgrounds, sometimes it can be quite hard to maybe explain it to certain family members because of how they're brought up. It was completely different back then to what it is now. So I was just going to say that initially for you, that was that a very hard thing to initially start off with, to open out with to family.
Yeah, basically it was because my grandparents both come here with nothing, not a penny to the name and stuff. And then I know it took them hard work and sacrifice to get where they are today and all that. And I felt like if I went to them and told them about, I thought it was a small problem, like I'm depressed, they'll say, we come here with nothing from a different language to learn your talk. No stuff like that. So that's why I didn't open up to them, because what they went through and I'm going through might be the same, but on their level, they won't understand. They don't understand. So it was hard to me at the moment, so I couldn't really tell him that.
I think as well. I think I completely understand where you're coming from, but I think as well with the era that we're in, it's very it's very different, and there's a lot more mental health issues, and it's like with like social media, with Instagram and posting the perfect picture and stuff like that. There's a lot more issues with that. Whereas in that era of your grandparents stuff, they didn't ever have that. Do you know what I mean? They were just built to survive. Like they came in with nothing. It was built to survive. But now it's but now it's a lot more caring what people think and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's coming from Rick. That it's like when he was growing up as a 17-year-old, he's seeing everyone else buying all these good things, and he's thinking in himself, "Oh, well, maybe I'm not good enough."
Yeah.
Is that something? Yeah.
I was just trying to keep up with the Joneses, basically, but like couldn't, and that was affecting my mental health. It was stupid. Like I'm not materialistic. I don't know what I was thinking, but when you're going through like mental health, you just don't know what to think. You think everyone's against you and everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't have a job and I was on the couch at like 10 o'clock and my mum walked in or whatever, family members see me on the couch, like why are you not finding work? Or you felt pressured every day just to do something. That's why I took these jobs, just to not make me happy, to keep them happy when I wasn't. I was just doing it to keep my family off my back. Yeah. I would lie sometimes and say I had a job and I'll just go out the house all day. That's how bad it got sometimes. I'll just stand out in the cold, walk about in the cold and just go anywhere I could just to get away from my family pressuring me, saying get a job and stuff. It's hard. It was hard them times for me to find a job because no qualifications and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But actually, also one more thing, actually, on the jobs thing as well, because if you look at it, like I reckon, also, obviously, we're in a pandemic or whatever, in this day and age, a lot of people, like especially like you just have to, like, people just taking jobs because they have to, because maybe they don't want to. They're not doing stuff that they enjoy. So mental health wise, that's also not helping it as well. So I think also that's a factor as well. As you're saying, maybe taking jobs, doing jobs that you don't want to do, and you're not happy. When you're just doing stuff like maybe like for the money, for example, when you have to do it for the money, doesn't necessarily always make you happy as well. So when the term money doesn't give you happiness, I think it's true. Stuff like that is actually true. Because, you could be earning as much money as you want, but doing stuff that you don't like. It's just where you're going to be happy. It's just you're not gonna, you're always just going to feel sad. You might have people that say, "Oh, I go into work each day." No, they feel miserable going into work each day, but they do because they have to, not because they really want.
Like, you get labelled as well. Like we're all opinionated, aren't we? That's us humans. It's us instincts. Like, say if you walk past someone and they're talking to themselves or whatever, they're kicking a can or whatever, you're going to think, "Well, they're mad." Mm-hmm. Like we're just quick to label people, aren't we? We're all. It's just humans. We're all opinionated. We're all quick to judge. It's just who we are, basically. Like we all say, "Oh, they're mad," then, but you don't know what they've been through, what trauma they've been, or what in life, what they've seen, and what you haven't. Do you know what I mean? You could have a perfect life to them, or you could have had a bad one. But when you see people on the street and then like they're talking to themselves, or you think, "Wow, he's mad," or "I won't go near him." They're mad, but they're the people what need people like us to talk to them and say, "Look." Because they just get pushed to one side then, and it's not fair.
It's true. No, I totally agree with that.
So who did you talk to then? Who were the actual people that you talked to? Were it strangers, or were it friends and family, or when you were getting better and stuff?
It was strangers, yeah, because I got put through to a group through the doctor and stuff, and we're a big group, about 4 or 5 people. Strangers didn't know anyone really. Got to know each other. Just everyone had the different stories of what made them think about suicide and stuff. I got put through to that group because I drank loads of paracetamol dissolvable ones, and I got put in hospital, because I got me through that, because that's how bad it got me. I just couldn't see myself getting out of this hole. I just thought the best way for me is to be 6 foot underwear. But then
what was the hole? Like, what was the hole, if you know what I mean? Like, what was the bit you couldn't feel like?
It was just me, because obviously, like, with my kids, I thought I weren't going to be a good dad and a good role model to them, and that's what got me the most. Like, who wants to see a dad like this? Like, should be happy. And I thought, I can't do this to him. I thought, like, I couldn't even like have the will to get up and just do anything with him. I weren't bonding with him nicely. I was just miserable around him.
Yeah.
And it's not nice. Do you know what I mean? I won't even bond with him, ask him how it was at school or at how's your day, or not even something simple like that. I couldn't do. I know it sounds crazy, but it's just not even how's your day or anything. I'd rather stay in bed than watch them play or get up and do something with them. And I thought that's bad. I thought if I can do that to them, what me here for? And then that's the lowest. When you can't do things for your children, that's the lowest I could get.
Yeah.
I thought I couldn't get any lower than that.
Yeah. And then what happened after that? Like,
so basically, like I said, I tried to kill myself. Basically, didn't happen, which I'm glad in one way because I won't be able to tell people stories and see my kids. Basically, after that, like I said, I went to the group, had a couple of sessions. It lasted about an hour. Went for a couple of months. It was good. I started to enjoy it. I even thought at one stage that I would like to something. What I like to do is like be a group leader of this group, and then put my experience onto other people. That's what I thought about doing. So I started doing that, and then I've noticed every day I started to do more with my daughter. Like I would ask her how she was. I'll take her to the park. I'll take her in the car. I'll do stuff. I'll buy her stuff, and then that just started to fit into place. Then it was like a jigsaw puzzle. My life was just starting to fit into place as well, and it just felt.
Your daughter notice? Did your daughter notice a difference as well?
She was very young, so she didn't know, but she would warm to the mum more than me.
Yeah.
She'll ask her mum everything, but not me.
Yeah.
That's when I know, like, obviously the old kids pick up and stuff, but she knew that I weren't warming to her as much as her mum. Do you know what I mean? The mum would open her open arms, smile, where I would just like push her to one side, if you know what I mean. Not because I wanted to, it's just because my mind wasn't right at all.
Yeah.
And it just completely changed over time. It weren't like an overnight thing. It took me to prove it. It's only me what could get out of it. No one else could tell you, but it's you at the end of the day. You control your mind, basically. Your brain's so powerful. It's how you want to do it. Like I even thought about meditation, but I never got to that stage.
That's really good, actually. You're totally right on that because, like, you know, at the end of the day, people can, like, motivate you and as best as you can, but eventually it's on you. Eventually, it will get to a point where it's like, you know what, I'm feeling this way. Eventually, boom, I'm going to make changes to be able to try and change my life around and turn it around. And I think that's also a very good point. That's very difficult for a lot of people, just in whatever things that they're finding tough, is that taking that first step to change. At some point, obviously, especially if you're in a dark place, just that having that first step to be able to pick yourself up, go again and change, that is the hardest step. But once you're able to take that leap, things will, potentially go on the rise and go a bit more smoother. So I applaud you for that. I think that's fantastic what you've done.
Like I said, it's nobody's friend. You could be like living your high life the next minute, and then next minute it can just all come tumbling down.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? It's just how you have to deal with it. But like you said, you have to, and you find it in your inner self. There's a little bit inside you what has the last push to get you that back up, and that's what sets you off. There's something what turns your mind, and then all of a sudden it just clicks, and then you think, when the world's against you, then you think, actually, it's actually on my side.
Yeah.
I think I was just too much of a proud man. I'm thinking, I'm not going to have this. When you hear about it, and so that's not me. I thought, this is not me. I'm just me. I'm just, you know what I mean? And then it can be you. It doesn't think,
I think as well. I think that's a male thing. Like I think that is a male thing where how you get. I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? I'm fine. Like you brush it off, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's very a male thing, and like lads don't cry. Like do you know what I mean? It's a very but lads do cry. Like lads do get down. You know what I mean? And it's okay. It's okay if you have a bad day. Like do you know what I mean? And I think that is a really important thing that you've said throughout all of this is that. You've got to talk to people. You've got to communicate with people. If it's friends, if it's strangers, you've just got to communicate because when you do start to have them thoughts in your head all the time and you're crossing it over, you will go down that path. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a very good point you make because, like, I've seen women, they talk about to their friends openly about everything, to like private parts to everything, but us men, we don't really do that, do we? We don't know, do we? Like when you should, like Luke was saying, we should be able to talk to any about friends about anything, because if they're your true friends, they'll do anything to help you. But I think it is an alpha thing, like where we think we're too proud in ourselves as men to admit when something's wrong. We think because we're men mentally that we can deal with it and we feel like if we don't, then we're weak. But that's not the case. Do you know what I mean? We think if we tell our mates we're weak, they'll laugh it off or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Or I've got problems of my own, and you just don't think that they're going to listen to you. But people will listen because of your mates at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point you just made. That I think people will be surprised how good people are. Like, do you know what I mean? How good people are, how good your friends are, how good your family are. I think a lot of people will be feeling, and hopefully a lot of people who watch this will be feeling isolated, alone and not knowing where to turn. But there is always people out there. There is always someone to talk to, and there is some fantastic people out there that will talk to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like to say if they don't want to talk to family or friends, even come on the show and talk to you two or anyone. Just join in the conversation. Just join in the conversation or write a comment, and we can get back to them or whatever. Just anything, just to keep the mind occupied.
Absolutely.
Like when I was feeling like this as well, I used to buy little mini figurine car models, what used to paint and stuff like that. I've never done it before. It's just to keep my mind just ticking and stuff, because I thought I needed to simulate my mind, because every day I had no job. I was just staring at the four walls and it was making me go even worse. So I just had to do something, even anything. You might not even be a hobby, but you don't know till you try. You just got to do anything.
I think as well, with the time that we're in now, the comment you just made about the four walls thing, I think that will be a massive factor at the moment, because you think for the last 12 months we've been locked down for 9 of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, and people, like I live on my own, and so obviously some days I literally am on my own. Do you know what I mean? And so for them people, like we said, you've got to talk to people. You've got to communicate. And you've got be as sociable as you can. And like all three of us said, there's always someone out there. And like you said, keep yourself busy. If it's doing your activities and stuff that you do, you've got to keep your mind busy, because if you do start to think of them thoughts, it will go down that path.
Yeah. I can imagine over the past 12 months, the mental health in the whole country probably gone overwhelmed. You know what I mean? I think people, like we said, who was on a high before all this, are probably on the low.
Yeah.
Like it's the whole, it's not even just the UK, it's the whole world.
Yeah.
It's affecting everyone globally.
If you add in, so living, within your four walls, redundancies, you add in, everything else, the death rates of the anxiety of COVID, everything like that, it will be through the roof. And, and that's why like stuff like this is really important, that we do stuff like this, that, people can see this and can think, what there is, we can do something. I
was going to say, I was going to say just quickly also to add to everything you said about the pandemic and all that. I think also what a factor is that a lot of people are used to having a schedule that they're used to. So that's what keeps them busy. They're used to having a schedule. And the fact that a lot of people that may be redundant or maybe even on furlough, people on furlough at home, they're out of a consistent schedule. So, them being able to find stuff to keep them busy and stuff like that, it's gone down. So, I think that's also affected a lot of people. But, if you're able to keep busy, maybe, it depends. Like, so for me, for example, like what I've done is like during this time period, like to stop myself going maybe crazy, nuts, is I've decided to pick up some courses to do and find some stuff, other interests that you might find interesting. Try and use the time as wisely as you can, pick up some extra courses, this and that. It keeps you busy during the day doing stuff, and it's just one idea of what you can do. But I was just wondering, Rick, if you have any like maybe tips or stuff for people that to keep people busy and stuff, and what to help them.
Yeah, basically what I used to do is, like I said, just try and find a different hobby. You don't have to be a day one, don't even have to pay no money, even if it's just going out, going for a walk. round the block or just talking to someone, like I said, pick up the phone. There's help out there. But I would say something though is that there's always someone to talk to out there. There's always someone who will listen to your story and will try and help you, because there's more help now than there was years ago. You can pick up the phone. There's free phone numbers. There's 24/7 action lines. Just if you ever feel low, just pick it up and just talk to someone who will gladly talk to you in this pandemic time and stuff. But like what Luke was saying, he got it spot on. He said the four walls and this pandemic has not helped at all. Like, so what do you do, Luke? Like when you to pass time when you're stuck in?
Well, I'm a personal trainer, so I train a lot. I like passing my time, and I've got two children as well, so I have a lot of time with them. But yeah, talking to people, and that's me and Shaun. Obviously, we started this podcast, and that's that it's really nice just to talk to people. And
when Shaun told me about it, I thought I need to come on this because it's really good. It's good that you've got ideas like this. This is brilliant. It's mint, because I get my story out. Then if somebody watches this, they might think, you know what, I'm going to talk to someone now, and then it could word of mouth and it could spread, and that's what we want. Yeah,
that's what me and Shaun said when we decided to do this one. We said that's what we want. If we can help one person, it'd be fantastic. Do you know what I mean? And like we're going to do more of the mental health stuff. We're going to get more guests on and stuff, because I think it's a really good area to dive into and have a bit more knowledge about it, because some people still don't know what it is. They still don't. When it's like when you said when you were 17 and it was affecting you, you didn't know what it was. So if we can introduce that to people that you might be going through this, then that could be really good.
Yeah, I thought it was just grown up being an adult, but being miserable every day is not part of your life, is it really? Like that shouldn't be expected to yourself or anyone, really, should it? Why should you wake up being miserable? No one should do that. It's not part of society. You weren't born to be miserable, would you?
No.
So why would you?
I think that's actually a really good point you just said, and I think that's if anyone can take anything from this podcast today, it is that everybody should be happy. There is no reason why no one should not be happy. Everybody should be happy, and you've just got to find that thing, that makes you happy. And like the one thing that makes me happy is talking to people. I love talking to people, and that's why this podcast makes me happy. Cause I'm chatting to people, I'm understanding more and stuff. So everybody deserves to be happy, and everyone can be happy. So it's just finding that positive, and taking that positive with you that can get like it has done for Rick. It can get you out of the the darker days and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like obviously, like when you was young as well, and like when you try to have a girlfriend, you try to hide all that and just try and like you got a happy life, like you got everything in you, but you think you can tell people or I like you, but I've got mental issues, and you think they're gonna run a mile. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. So you try and like disguise it the best you can, and then that's how it all starts then, because you're living a lie.
Yeah.
So you're living like a double life, because you're at home miserable, and when you're with someone, you're living like you're happy. It's false.
Did you have relationships when you were going through it?
I did. And it was false.
How was that? Like, did the other person know about it? Like,
no, because I was false. I was like, I was going on like I was the biggest king in the world. Like, but I wouldn't know. I did. As soon as I got home, it was different. Then I changed my attitude. I just switched off like a light switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't tell them all, because I weren't like proper involved. I told them, I've got a good job. I've got this and that. I'm happy, and I'm trying to be a proud guy, because that's what I thought I should be.
Did that make you feel worse?
Yeah, of course it did, because I was living a lie. I was making
myself yourself either.
No, I was tricking myself.
Yeah.
Instead of getting help and being who I am, I tried to impress someone, being something what I wasn't. Yeah. And it makes you even more worse. Do you know what I mean?
That's a very important point you just said as well. Trying to be maybe something that you weren't, because a lot of people try to do that. They try to just impress other people. Just because sometimes you just got to be yourself. Don't try and be yourself as best you can. That will just. I think. Guess for you, for example, like say you now being yourself more. Like, do you feel like a bit like a weight has also come off your shoulders a little bit as well?
A lot of weight, like, mate, you couldn't believe how much weight I cut off. Like, I think social media's got a big part in this as well, because
Yeah.
when you see everyone on social media or Instagram, and basically they're just being false as well. How false is all them? Like, they think they have to have the latest Gucci bag and take a picture, and they think the friends have to do it, and that's all mental health as well, because you think you have to keep up with your mates like that, and if you don't, they won't accept you, or society won't accept you because you haven't got the latest trainers and stuff like that. And people are trying to keep up with the fashion, and that's the mental health as well. But they're not seeing that. Like, these social media sites, they're evil, believe it or not. They're a big instigator of all this happening, because you want all the latest stuff because you see other people have it, and it shouldn't be like that.
No. But it's not proper happiness. Do you know what I mean? It's like fake happiness, you know. And you know, with where we are now as well, you think a lot of people are going to be at home. What are they going to be doing? They're going to be sat on the phone on social media, which is it's kind of a vicious circle. Do you know what I mean? But you're feeling a little bit low. You're stuck inside. You're looking at social media. It's getting even more low, and it's that carry on circle. Do you know what I mean?
But it's like, okay, the on Instagram or something, they're posting a bag or trainers worth £300. Yeah, one photo, all happy. As soon as they put them down, they're not on the media no more. They're probably sat on the couch, miserable because of life. They're doing double life. Instead of posting a picture of, like, I need help, or of the real stuff, they're posting of the fake stuff, and they're leaving the real stuff in the back of the head, which is going to come back and affect them, because everything comes back round. So when they're posting their fancy stuff and thinking and telling everyone, oh, I'm happy, look at me, putting on social media, as soon as they put the phone down, they could be miserable as sin. They could be going through the thing. So instead of posting your fakeness, post the realness. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Keep all your bags or whatever and your fake smiles. Just post your realness, post for help, and then somebody will help you, because that is the way we need to go. People need to be proud of what they've got than what they've not got.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think that was everything you've said. Touching words are just fantastic. You know, the way that you've been able to, to come out here with the confidence to tell us everything that's happened to you, mental health wise. I think that's fantastic and great inspiration.
I really appreciate that, mate. To be fair, you've gone into a lot of depth, and like we said, if I can help anyone, that'd be unreal. I've got one more question for you though. So how you are like now? So I mentioned like your daughter before, and did she like realize and stuff? How are you now? Has she realized the difference with you now? Like obviously not calmer, a lot more, and you're comfortable with yourself. Has she like noticed a difference with you, like that? You before you said about your mum, the mum was like the key like person. Has it now changed a little bit? Are you more involved and stuff?
It's the roles are reversed now. She comes to me for everything now. It used to be, but it's me now. It's
great.
me. So basically, like, she's a daddy's girl now. She's took to me now. I planned things to do, stuff with her, and everything I do now, it's around her.
Yeah.
Basically, my focus, my life on the children now, because that's what you have to do as a parent.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, and then you make them happy. But I've changed my life around. Like, I'm not saying I could never see myself going back that road, but I know that I've got better options out there then. So I won't reach rock bottom. Before I got to that, I know the steps to take. I know I can talk to people. And I just want to say to people before I go, it's okay not to be okay. There's people to talk to out there. Everyone judges people, but so what? Just talk to someone. You're feeling low, like you're going to end your life, or just about anything, just talk to someone, because there's people out there 24/7. Free phone numbers, there's a whole lot. There's help out there.
Yeah, well said. Very well said.
That's brilliant, mate. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me on the show, guys. I'd like to come back on again.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Thankful.
We'll talk about football next time.
Right. There's a reason we're not wearing our football team's t-shirts off.
Ever since we started this podcast, both our teams have been losing. So
It's funny.
If City lose tonight, I won't be back on here. Then I'm telling you. It's cursed. No, but like I said, guys, I appreciate you. You're doing a really good job. Both of you have got your head screwed on. You're both willing to do this, which is good. You're helping people out. Keep it up, guys. I'll be your number one fan. Don't worry, I'll follow you and stuff. I'll be keeping it out for you. But you're doing really good, guys. Honestly, just keep it up.
Awesome.
Because it's good at this time. If it's helped me out, help other people out. Honestly, mate, you're doing good.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, honestly, Rick, thanks very much for coming on and being so open and stuff.
No worries.
We do really appreciate it.
Again, yeah, no worries.
Awesome.
Yeah, sound.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Well, that's the podcast. So this is going to be a segment on every Friday. So we're going to be doing a segment on every Friday, discussing very different topics. Yeah, if you let us know what you think, about the subject, any comments would be much appreciated. Obviously, like, subscribe, click that notification button. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. If you like this sort of stuff and you want us to do more, we're going to hopefully get more guests on about this and get Rick onto the football segment when Man City play and stuff. And but yeah, Shaun, do you want to end?
Echoing what Luke said. Subscribe. Check out the Instagram page as well. The Let's Talk with Shaun and Luke page as well. Give us a like. Check it out. Also our Facebook page as well. The same as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and wait to tune in for the next episode.
Yeah. Also, it's on Castbox now as well. So we're on Castbox. So if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you can have it on Castbox. And again, what we said, throughout this whole mental health one, talk. Talk to people. That's the main thing. So if you are feeling down or anything, just talk to anyone. Talk to us if you want to talk. But yeah, thanks, guys.
Wait, take care.